Hi, my name is Janicia and welcome to my channel. Today I am making Jamaican black cake or Caribbean black cake or fruit cake. This cake is normally used for like festive occasions, like mostly weddings. We usually use it during weddings. That's like the traditional Caribbean wedding cake. But my husband really loves it and he usually wants it for his birthday. So I figured out in recent years how to make it. Usually you would soak the fruits for weeks or even months, but in rum. But I just did mine all together on the same day, but I did it with wine. And I used the port wine for it. And the soaking process normally enhances the flavor and give the cake its signature dark color. But I did not soak it this time around. I don't think I've ever really done it where I soaked it before. I usually just do it all the same exact day. But one day, maybe sometime very soon, I am going to soak it and try it out to see if the flavor is even better. So you usually use dried fruits, which is blended together. I've seen some people just use the whole fruits, but I personally like to blend the fruits down. So I blended it in my food processor and break the fruits down with the wine with it. And then I set it aside and then I get my dried ingredients together. I have the ingredients list. I'll put it in the description below for those of you who are interested in baking this cake, or you're not too familiar but it seems like it's something that's interesting, the way how Caribbean people usually make their cake. I'm not super duper authentic with this, so but it's good. It's good. I actually inquired and asked my father-in-law years ago exactly how he makes his cakes, because he does a really good job and he makes it really well. But he lives a far distance from us, so we don't usually get the cake from him as often anymore. So that's why I figured out how to make it, and because Daniel really likes it. And I just wanted to do something really nice for his birthday, because most men, they're not too big on birthdays the way that we are as women. And so I just wanted to do something special for him that he enjoys. After you get your dry ingredients together and put that aside, we usually cream together butter and sugars. And then you add your eggs. Most people, they would add 1 egg per time because you don't want any eggshells inside of your cake. And so I usually add 4 eggs, and yeah, you might want to do it one by one next time. Don't be like me. I didn't get any eggshells, but prevention is better than cure. And then my daughter, she volunteered to zest my lemon for me. And I'm adding my vanilla extract as well. Now I am adding in my fruits, the fruit and wine mix together. And I am going to whip that for a little time, and then I am going to add my lemon zest, and then finally I'll add my flour. I think I've seen someone where they add their flour first, but because this is a cake, I usually like to add my flour last because I don't want to overmix my flour, because my cake can become very chewy. This cake is rich and dense, and it has so many complex flavors that we enjoy as Caribbean people. I did make a mistake while making this cake. I should have put a Pyrex bacon dish inside of my oven and put water in it, and then put the cake to bake inside of it, because I filled up some 6-inch pans to bake my cake in, and I think I overbaked those a little bit. While I let the black cake bake for 1.5 hours at 350 degrees, I am going to move on to making some chocolate cupcakes for my children. So I'm just doing the dry ingredients here, which is flour, cocoa powder, espresso, baking powder, baking soda, salt. And I'm just going to mix that together, and I'm going to move on to doing my wet ingredients, which is brown sugar and white sugar. And instead of using canola oil, which I don't use, I'm using coconut oil because I love the way that coconut oil tastes with chocolate. I'm weird, but I really do love it. I love coconut and chocolate together. It's like yum. Anyways, so I am just whisking that together, and now I'm just adding in my dry ingredients, and I'm going to blend that for a time, and also add in my buttermilk at room temperature. When you're baking cakes, make sure that your stuff is at room temperature. When I first started baking, I used to just take everything out the fridge and be like, okay, anyways, I'm just gonna bake now. But don't do that. Just let everything be at room temperature. It'll make your cake come out way better. So I'm just spooning everything into the cupcake liners. I overfilled my cupcake liners just a tag, just a little bit too much, but that's okay. You will see that at the end, before I decorate them, put icing on it, I'm just gonna cut them off, or just take them off with my hand, and you can eat it, or you can use it as part of your decorations. You could just crumb the top parts up, and then you could put it on top of your icing. So I had bought some silicone cupcake liners to try, and this is the perfect opportunity to try with one of them because I haven't used it yet. I wanted to finish all the liners that I have left over, and I thought that the silicone ones was pretty cool. I don't have to keep on buying liners or trying to make it with parchment paper. I am putting the cupcakes right in with the black cake to bake for about 18 to 23 minutes, depending on your oven, at 350. Cupcakes are done. And also my black cake is finished. As you can see, some of my cupcakes were definitely overfilled, and yeah, that was my mistake. But I'm just gonna pull the tops off, and I'll enjoy it as a treat for myself. Yeah, I'm having a happy dance. Don't tell my children. So as you can see, at the 6-inch pans, the bottom looks a little bit burnt on the black cake. But it wasn't a problem because it did not taste burnt in any way. For future reference, I will definitely bake it in the water. In the past, I never used the water before and it came out fine, but this time I don't like the way that the bottom came out. But Daniel still appreciated it, he loved it, and he's actually asking for me to make another one. In the United States, fruitcake ingredients are readily available in stores. While I let the cupcakes cool, I'm gonna move on to making my buttercream frosting, chocolate buttercream frosting. So I'm just adding 1 cup of unsalted butter, my confection sugar, cocoa powder, unsweetened cocoa powder right away, some heavy cream or milk, salt, and pure vanilla extract. I use heavy cream here, heavy whipping cream. And I am just whipping everything together with my mixer, and of course I had to make a mess with my chocolate powder, but hey, whatever. I just want to say that I am so grateful for an electric mixer, because imagine having to do all of this by hand. I'll just be like, forget it. I'll probably make the cake, but doing frosting, no, I'm not doing it. Sorry, guys. We'll just have to eat the cake just nice and plain. Still beautiful, still tastes good. Might not be as sweet, you know what I'm saying? I'm just putting my frosting in a piping bag, and I am just doing, actually I should have actually used a different piping tip, but I couldn't find it, so that's the one I use. I don't remember what number this is, but I am not a professional. My daughter came by to help me put sprinkles on top to make it extra pretty. And there we are, chocolate cupcakes. And I put aside 8 of them on a cake stand so that we can have it for later for our birthday. Well, not our birthday, for Daniel's birthday. Now I am putting wine all over the black cake to soak it in there so it can have that extra flavor. As I said before, majority of Caribbean people put rum on there, but Daniel doesn't really care for the rum taste as much. He prefers wine, and he couldn't wait, so he started eating one of the 6-inch cakes. And I think that next time I'll soak it so it could be darker and better. Thanks for watching. Bye.